the night Cassie snapped. Cassie was tired, not the poetic kind of tired, bones aching after a valiant struggle, eyelids heavy with the weight of dreams, but the low blood sugar, unwashed uniform, security job kind of tired. It was a Tuesday or a Wednesday. She wasn't sure anymore. All the nights had collapsed into one another like poorly stacked cans of beans. Her key jammed in the lock again, like it always did. Their apartment in Winchester had character, which is what broke people say about roaches and mold. When she finally managed to wedge the door open, the familiar scent of weed, cheap beer, and fruity pebbles hit her like a tax audit. "Deandra?" she called. No answer. The apartment was dark, save for the muted glow of the TV playing some rerun of a cooking show where everyone yells at each other about scallops. The living room, which was really just the left side of the bedroom, was littered with Solo cups and one sock. One sock, she would later find out, that did not belong to either of them. Then she saw it. The bed. Their one shared mattress, already barely serviceable, now sported a dark wet patch that screamed, "Adult baby party," and whispered, "You made a mistake getting married." "What the actual hell?" she snapped. "I am out there working all night trying to build something for us, and you— What? You pee the bed and throw a rave in our shoebox apartment?" Deandra blinked up from the couch, red-eyed and wrapped in a throw blanket like a delusional caterpillar. "Chill out," she mumbled. "Accidents happen, like you've never pissed your pants before." Cassie's face twitched. "Why do you act like a damn child?" Deandra shrugged. "I don't know. Why do you act like a middle school principal?" Cassie clenched her jaw. She felt it, somewhere between her molars and her sense of duty. Something cracked. "Did you at least apply for a job today? School? Anything?" "I was gonna, but then, it just didn't feel like a job day." That was it. Cassie grabbed her purse and stormed out the door, muttering a string of syllables that didn't quite make up curse words, but came close enough to burn the air. 15 minutes later, Cassie sat at Pinky's burger joint, stabbing a wilted pickle with a plastic fork and thinking about divorce, or murder, or faking her own death. A hobo in the corner burped like it was jazz, and she nodded in solemn approval. Life had become a bit of a joke, and she wasn't in on the punchline. A TV above the fryer blared an ad aimed at the over 65 demographic. Don't let leaks hold you back. Try secure tuck briefs. Confidence in every step. And there it was. The spark. "Oh, hell no," she whispered. She didn't even finish her fries. Cassie took the long way home, swinging by the 24-hour Walmart shopper, a place that felt like it had been built in a single afternoon, using rejected shelving from 3 different eras. Down the pharmacy aisle, past the rubbing alcohol and slightly too intimate laxatives, she found them. Adult diapers. Thick, crinkly, and sold under names like Night Fortress and Silken Shield. She grabbed a pack, then a pacifier. Then, on impulse, one of those baby bottles meant for nostalgic adults who probably watched cartoons at midnight. Back at the checkout, the cashier raised an eyebrow but said nothing. Cassie gave him a look that suggested she'd diaper him too if he so much as thought the word fetish. It was 9:30 when she walked in. Deandra was sitting on the couch, still in that same goddamn blanket, watching reruns of something stupid and giggling like a feral raccoon that had just found a stash of Pop Rocks. Cassie didn't hesitate. She dropped the Walmart shopper bag on the floor with the weight of a final judgment. "You want a bottle in your mouth so bad, fine, but you're gonna wear the uniform." Deandra squinted. "Are those Diapers? Cassie stared. Yes, baby, they are. Deandra laughed. You get the old lady kind? You need 'em more than me, Cass. Cassie lunged. The wrestling match that ensued was less WrestleMania and more two raccoons fighting over a churro. Arms flailed, couch cushions were sacrificed. At one point, Deandra bit Cassie's forearm. Not hard, just enough to prove she was still unhinged. Finally, Cassie had her pinned to the carpet, panting, furious, and victorious. Put it on. Deandra froze. Maybe it was the tone. Maybe it was the glint of desperation in Cassie's eyes. Or maybe, just maybe, she was too drunk to fight back. Okay, she whispered. Okay, fine. You win. She lay back. Cassie ripped open the diaper pack, shook one out like a magician with a playing card, and strapped her wife in like she was sealing up a malfunctioning astronaut. There, Cassie said. Now let's finish this. She shoved the pacifier into Deandra's mouth. Then silence. Cassie made her brush her teeth, change into a long t-shirt, and lie down on the dry side of the mattress. She threw a towel over the wet side like a Band-Aid over a bullet wound. No more parties, no more piss. You want to act like a baby? Fine. I'll treat you like one. Deandra, drunk and fuzzy, sucked the pacifier with something that might have been remorse, or maybe she was just too high to care. Cassie turned out the light, lay on the far edge of the bed, and whispered, I swear to God, Deandra, I swear to God. The next morning, Cassie woke up before her alarm. She watched Deandra sleep, pacifier still in her mouth, diaper riding up above the t-shirt, and thought, I married an idiot.
But beneath that thought was another. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Mommy Sarah's Story Time. If you enjoyed the stories, please support the channel by liking and subscribing. Remember, my channel is not monetized, and I write most of the content myself. On occasions when I don't, it's sourced through emails from trusted contacts. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If you're able to, consider making a donation to support our channel. Your support means a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to sharing more stories with you.